Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 14th day of December 2021, I'm going to welcome you to join me at JM Bullion so we can look at those spot prices. Gold down $2.74 to 17.9213. Silver down 15 cents to 22.28. Platinum up 4 cents to 9.4510. Palladium up $6.94 to 17.19 and 90 cents. So it's definitely what, $80 lower, maybe $70 lower than gold. Now the stock status of silver is at 496 pieces, so not too big of a draw since yesterday. Now over here to Coin Week, there's a great article written by Joshua McMorrow-Hernandez dated October 4, 2016. And here it says collecting U.S. coins, modern rarities, 1982 and 1983 souvenir coin sets. And really not going to talk too much about the coin sets per se themselves, but I will be relating I'm going to be comparing this 1982 and 83 to the time period that we are in now and try and show you that we are in a remarkable period for collecting coins. Now, the United States Mint has released hundreds of products for collectors over the last 4 decades, yet four of the scarcest, most popular items to come out of the U.S. Mint since the 1960s aren't products hobbyists could originally order by mail or online. So over here to the United States Mint website, could you order these in rolls and bags this year? No way. You had to get them at your bank, right? Or you had to get them somewhere else. And that would be in the mint sets. And that was a whole different thing this year. The 1982 and 1983 Philadelphia and Denver mint souvenir sets weren't supposed to become sought after numismatic rarities, yet these sets, which could be bought only at the gift shops of the respective mints, have risen in prominence as scarce collector items over the last 30 years. Now it says here in bold, they are the only official U.S. Mint products to include uncirculated business strike coinage from the years 1982 and 1983. And so if we go here to the uncirculated coin set of 2021, these are going to be the nicest of the George Washington crossing the Delaware coins that are going to be available to collectors. So, and the one thing about this, even though there was no mintage limit or no product limit, these only sold about 164,000 before they were yanked off the shelves, and we don't know why. We have been told that they would be coming back, but we are starting to doubt that. The U.S. Mint halted production of its annual circulated sets in 82 and 83 due to federal budget cuts and a gripping economic recession that peaked in late 82, and that meant few Americans were hanging on to rolls of new coins. Absolutely. Now it says, what are souvenir sets? I'm going to bypass that one altogether and go here to numismatics in the early 80s. Understanding the circumstances behind the absence of mint sets in 1982 and 1983 easy for me to say, requires a glimpse of the greater backstory for the period. And that's really the important part here. The nation was still trapped within the grim confines of the economic recession and stagflation that began in the early 1970s. So if we go here to the Google machine and we look up the term stagflation, we can find that it is coming, or it's the fears of stagflation are growing, and we have central banks facing stagflation light, and so on and so forth. Steve Top economist warns conditions ripe for 70s-style stagflation. So all these things are coming to a head, and we're paralleling this time period. Now, interest rates were soaring, unemployment. Okay, interest rates could be soaring soon, right? That's what we've heard. Unemployment hit double digits. Are we in double digit unemployment? I don't know. There's something called the labor participation rate. Maybe if we included them in the unemployment rate, maybe we would be at double digits. I'm not sure. And prices for everything from stamps to meat were seemingly out of control. Let's see. Yeah, that sounds about right. The early 1980s was also a colorful period in the American theater of numismatic world. The Susan B. Anthony dollar, originally released in 1979 with much fanfare, proved itself as a circulation flop by the end of 1980. Absolutely. Beautiful coin, some call it the sea hag, but you couldn't help trying to stick it in a quarter slot, confusing them for quarters constantly. The United States Mint struck Susan B. Anthony dollars in 1981 for collectors only, and they are included in the 1981 uncirculated set. So you're not going to find them in circulation at all there. The 1981 proof set and a special 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar souvenir set. I think it has three in there, right? Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The last of which includes the $3 coins from each of the three mints. Yep. Okay, and I think it came in a green packaging, maybe one in a yellow as well. The early 1980s collectors could also still purchase surplus quantities. So, what was going on here? Let me go back to this particular paragraph. So, this time period in the American theater of numismatic world was quite colorful, right? Well, what was going on here in the last couple of years, and if not this year, that was quite colorful, right? So we had the oh, yeah, those West Point quarters. That was phenomenal, right? Oh, what else do we have? Oh, the West Point Lincoln cents. Oh, and the West Point Jefferson nickels. Huge, tremendous stuff. Then we had the Type 1s, the Type 2s, American Silver Eagles, Gold Eagles as well. We also had something else going on this year, and I can't quite remember it. Um, the V75 American Silver Eagle. I think I might have said that. There's so much stuff going on. I can't even keep track. Now it says here in the early 1980s, collectors could also still purchase surplus quantities of 40% silver-clad bicentennial, right? There's a cool distraction where you're not looking at the uncirculated sets for 1982 or 83, especially because that kind of opportunity was available. That's a 3-coin uncirculated set. Basically, that was the first silver proof set. And that was directly from the mint. At their lowest price during that period, the 3-piece uncirculated and proof sets could be obtained for $12 and $15 respectively. From August 80 through September 81, however, the proof sets sold for the higher amount of $20, while the uncirculated sets were offered for $15, reflecting a dramatic increase in bullion prices during the 1979 to 1981 period. From September 1979 through August of 1980, sales of the bicentennial 3-coin sets were suspended due to an unpredictable spike in silver prices. Could that happen again? Absolutely. We could have a spike in silver prices going forward, and then we would see the sales of certain sets or coins suspended or dramatically reduced in the amount available. This is huge, folks. Like I said, we are on the precipice of something that we haven't seen in quite a while. It says here, bullion prices spiraled to lofty record highs on the heels of massive silver purchases by billionaire Nelson Baker Hunt and his brothers William Herbert and Lamar Hunt. At one point, they held 100 million troy ounces of silver, or roughly 1/3 of all non-government silver at the time. The silver panic caused silver to rise from $6.08 on January 1st, 1979, to a new record high of $49.45 a year later on January 18th. Meanwhile, investors of gold were primarily propelled by socio-political concerns about Soviet intervention in Ukraine. Oh, wait. The Iranian Revolution and ballooning oil prices. Yep, we got that too. All of which helped cause the price of the yellow metal to increase from $220 an ounce in the spring of 1979 to $850. So we are in this time period. It's like a parallel universe that we're living in. And I think that's all I have. No, I don't. I actually have more on this one because it gets even wilder. Check this out. There were also important administrative and legislative events happening in the first months of President Ronald Reagan's first term in the White House. In July of 81, just months after Reagan's arrival in the Oval Office on January 20 of that year, Donna Pope became the new director of the United States Mint, replacing Stella Hackle Sims. Now, what just happened over at the United States Mint? Somebody was a mint director from like October 1st through the 25th, and then Ventris Gibson took over. So that's going on. That's another parallel we can look at. Let's see, there was a concurrent administrative shuffle happening at the Mint's coveted chief designer. Not really worried about that. Now look at this, the Copper and Brass Fabricators Council, because remember, in 1982, they switched the composition of the Lincoln cent from copper to zinc, right? So we could see something like that happening, right? Because if we look at this, and this is from Coin World by Paul Gilks, January 15, 2021, almost a year ago now. The U.S. Mint ready to implement alloy change for coins pending approval. So we can easily see another metal content change come this year. I mean, I'll tell you, it just keeps getting better and better. And now these are the 1982 and 1983 mint sets. And there were basically, not many made, and that's the official ones. I think 20,000 from Philadelphia and maybe 10,000 from Denver. Maybe that's vice versa, but either way, not in the millions like they did the year before. It's incredible. It really is incredible, the parallels that we can draw from then and now, folks. I tell you, this is something that it's sitting in our lap. What are we going to do with it, right? Because check this out. You're going to go ahead and try buy one of these souvenir sets. Look at this one, P&D from 1982, $350. This one's got 9 bids on it, 15 hours. Might want to check that out. Also, 350 for the 1982. Look at this one's 82 and 83, 299, 82 and 83, and so on and so forth. I think you get the message. These are not, these are so expensive. It's ridiculous. That's what I also wanted to show you is that 7 Lincoln Cents came out this year in 1982. And this is the ones that I like to buy here are in this particular set. They come in 7, and it has the zinc and it has the copper, and they're still reasonably priced. Now, what would these be worth? Well, let's go here to PCGS, and this is their price guide, and this is the quarters. This is how the quarters, right? So 1982 and 1983 quarters, starting here. Now, look at this. The last time you could get a mint state 63 quarter worth $10, it was, I think, 1964, and it had to be silver. But since the 1982 and 1983 quarters are so scarce, they're as valuable as the silver ones. So if you do find these in your change, in your circulation change, in your pocket change, as Tiny says, or JMB says, you might want to keep it. Consider a 65 right now in an 83p is $45. That's like $30 to grade, and you may have broke even at least right there, or that one. It's incredible. And look at this, the Lincoln Cents. I think this is the one to have. Now I'm going to go to the Lincoln Cents 1982, bronze large date, and so on and so forth. This is the bronze small date in red. Look at that, in a mint state 65. It went up $3 just recently, and that one went up $5 in a 66. So that's really cool to see these Lincoln Cents get, I guess this one in particular is the key out of all of the 82s. Now, if you have a large date here, I think this one rivals it, but not at a mint state 65. So there we go with that. Whew, big long video today. Listen, folks, my plus one today is in this season that we're in now, season of giving, right? And season of stress too. I want to tell you, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Somebody says no, well, guess what? You know you can't count on them, and you just reach out and you keep reaching out until you find somebody who can help you, right? And that's something I'm working on myself, being able to ask for help, because our ego gets in the way. Anyway, listen, folks, I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker, out.